Hello and welcome to the show. We are here on Forza Horizon 4 today for a team adventure. Now this particular one we are using B-class cars. However, every vehicle has to use street tyres. So everything is running on exactly the same tyre compound, and that does take out a fair... I say a fair chunk of the car. It restricts what you do. Generally, you run rally tyres or race tyres. In B-class, you might go for something like sport, but generally those are the only options that are used, shall we say. And by forcing us to use street tyres, no one actually knows what's going to be good here, which should be interesting. I've gone for a Tamo Racemo. The reason being, I got it from a wheel spin a little while ago. Have not used it in Horizon 4 whatsoever. Figured it might be quite good. It's quite light. I seem to remember I had an okay one in Forza Motorsport 7, so I'm just going to give it a try and see what happens, really. Might be complete garbage. Might be good. Probably won't like this first circuit. This first track is a little bit fast for the Tamo. There's a lot of long straights, and I bet my top speed is going to be quite slow. This is a light car. It doesn't get much power and stay in B class. I got 200 horsepower in it, but that is it. We are actually faster down here than I expected. In some regards, the boat's got stuck, unable to overtake little cars. Down. That boat is, again, this track might work for the big boat, but things are getting a bit busy through here. I don't really want to help Blue Team through that mess, but we didn't really have anywhere else to go. We've got a red car up at the front, which is good. We're going to try and sneak our way through as I'm on the outside of the other Tamo. Our cars are probably built quite similar. You don't really get much room to upgrade these into B-class with street tyres. You get a little bit of power, a little bit of tyre width. I think it's 275s on the back. Oh, that was a little janky. I was hoping a little bit of space was going to be given. It was a sort of last-minute dive across. Yeah, we need to get some more. So we've got Twisty up at the front in the, I think, RS2 event. We need to try and get up to those blue cars and break that group up as much as I can. I should say also, I apologise for my voice. I've got a horrible cold, and unfortunately for me, whenever I get one, it tends to go to my throat. So, yeah, my voice is a little bit croaky. I apologise if I end up coughing my way through the video. I'm hoping not, but, you know, we'll see how things go. We're back to 6th. I've got an okay car. As I said, I'm pretty sure this is about the worst track imaginable for my vehicle. I think we will get better when we go to a twistier circuit. I've got it with some decent sized tyres, so off-road it might not be too bad. I have put it on rally suspension on the hope of being better for the dirt stuff. Of course, we can't have rally tyres, so that won't be... We won't be able to specialise build a rally car, but my hope is that it'll be a little better than some of the others. I suspect most will probably be on rally suspension, but I'll have to wait and see. We've got a good run through all of this again. Are we going to be brave around the outside? Not quite far enough along. The Tamos are quite evenly matched. I think it is safe to say the Tamos very evenly matched. I think we're actually all quite evenly matched. The problem is now we're all spread out after those opening laps, and you're only making a couple of tenths a lap difference. Can't really catch up to the cars further up, barring any big mistakes. Yeah, I saw the lock-up from that. It carried a lot of speed into the first part, couldn't slow it down for the second part. We'll get the better exit. That'll put us up to 5th place. Can I chase down the barge? That is the question. And the Gallant ahead. I'm not actually quite sure what car Longbow is driving up in 2nd. Unfortunately, I would probably have to get 3rd if we want to win. Unless anybody else can pass the Tamo, but it looked like the Firebird was too far back, probably. It's close. We're not entirely in trouble. The barge has overtaken. I think the Gallant might have hit with a rock on the outside through all of that. That is something that is easily done through there. I can carry a good amount of speed in that corner. That's comforting. That's comforting. When we come to more technical circuits, I think I'm going to be pretty good. As we are now closing up on the Gallant. Am I going to run out of laps to do anything about these guys? Who knows? Who knows? We've got to hope Twisty can stay up in the lead. Longbow is starting to catch a little bit. Have we got any hope? Not really any hope for much gains behind. I don't know what... I mean, getting 10th would get us some points. If we could manage that one as well. Oh, that was thrown in a little too deep by me. Where are we going to park? This is not the most impossible circuit to overtake. I mean, if you have straight line speed, of course, it's very helpful. You can breeze past down this back straight. I know I won't have that. Certainly not on the barge, probably not on the Galant. Depends on how they're built, of course. We might... So the fast left-hander followed by right-hander are not really passing opportunities. It's the braking zone into the corner after them. That is where we might be able to do it, especially if the Galant runs wide. It does, but doesn't hit it right. Wow, we're too far back. Might have to be like a final corner lunge, possibly. I mean, I carried so much speed into there, but it's not quite going to be enough. I'd love to be able to see lap times compared to the front two. I have a feeling Longbow might have the fastest car around here. Can we brave it on the outside? We are going to get up to 4th here. Unfortunately for us, further back has not quite gone our way. Eccentric is not going to be able to have a look around. We will cross the line. Whew. Oh, Forza forgot how to count, of course. All that hard work and Forza can't count for a finish line. I'm claiming a 4th. It doesn't matter in terms of points. Thankfully, the Forza not counting finish lines has never cost a team, as far as I'm aware. Certainly not from me, a round victory. We got a 4th. We probably have about the 3rd fastest car around there. Oh, Longbow had an Elise. That's also going to be quite fast, I suspect. I'm quite pleased with my Tamo, I have to say. So, up next, we head off-road, the Highland Farm Scramble. Judging by a car alongside me that does definitely not have rally suspension. There might be some that struggle more than me. Unfortunately, I'm at the back again. Twice in a row now we're going to be a long way back. The Cadillac might be quite fast here, actually. This is a quick rally stage. This one is a very, very quick rally stage. So everyone's going to be on the same tyres. Some cars might have some trouble on their street tyres around here if they're not particularly controllable. Anything all-wheel drive will have an advantage. B-Class, some might have swapped drive lines. I certainly haven't with the Tamo. The Galant, of course, and the RS2 will be all-wheel drive. There might be a couple of others, possibly the Anglia. I'd expect perhaps the Anglia to have been swapped. The Elan, the speed it got off the line, maybe as well. Rear-wheel drive in B-Class, you know, it'll work. It'll work on the dirt. I'm going to try and take advantage of Ghost Mode. Didn't quite get it to go. Red Team, we could do with a good result here. Things did not go our way in the first round. Oh, come on, you bugger. Get some speed. I'd say we weren't entirely outclassed. Cadillac is not enjoying life. Oh, neither is the Toy Baroo. We have now got past that at least. At the front is the battle of the RS2 and the Elise once more. I want to get involved. Again, I'd love to know lap times. You can't see it, of course. Team Adventures, the game does never tell you what the lap times were. I feel like I was, at that circuit, I feel like I was a little bit down. Not too far down, just a little bit. If we can get enough cars, I mean, we've got Ewan up there in 5th with that Aston. If that could get a couple, if that could get up to 3rd, which is what that battle is for, that would be grand. Now, can I get underneath the Firebird through all of this? Oh, it's got a little bit of leaning. A little bit more leaning than I intended. I do apologise. It had more of an effect than I expected on the Firebird. Oh, the barge is climbing towards that group as well. That is the problem. Hellcat's got a really good line through there. I will finally get past the Firebird. I don't think Ewan realised there was a Galant alongside. That's given some trouble. We really need to stop doing this. I would like to have been, you know, when we're in a team, when I've got a clearly faster car, I'd like to be released and allowed to try and chase down, because we're going to end up getting us both stuck fighting for 6th, when I think I could probably fight with certainly the other Tamo. Unfortunately, yeah, in general, I will not slow down a teammate. If I've got a quicker car and they're on my team, I'll just let them go. There's no point. You gain no points for beating anybody on your own team. Plus, if they go and then fight the cars ahead, they slow the cars ahead down. You don't want to fight your own team. That's how you win these sort of things. Leathercap's off into the wall with the big barge, as Ewan's now going to be trying to find a way past, hopefully, that Tamo. We've got to have a good lap now. Pull clear. I think we will probably be clear of the Firebird now. Oh, don't go too far to the inside and hit the tractor. It's tempting. It's one of those it's one of those corners, and there are a few of them at different circuits, where you want to be a little, or you know, say you want to be a little bit cheeky. You can get away with diving to the inside if you've got a grippy enough car, make up some lap speed even by being a bit brave. But if you get too greedy, if you try and, I say cut the corner, but yeah, if you try and jump the inside a little too much, there is something to punish you there. Normally it's a tree, but in that case, yeah, it's a tractor. You don't want to fight a tractor. I mean, while the barge might beat a tractor on the most part, car versus tractor, tractor wins. Unfortunately, Ewan has now slipped down to 5th. The barge is all the way up to 3rd. Now, we know the barge hates, well, it did seem to hate that corner. It will hate the turns a little bit more, which has got so much power. Ewan might be about to get past the Tamo, though. If the Tamo and the Aston can fight one another, and we could both end up ahead of the other sports car, that would be fantastic news for us, because we are in a very tenuous... We are in the lead here. We are in the lead, but we are at a very, very tenuous point between... Yeah, we've only got a couple of places in hand, really. I've got speed. We've got quite an evenly matched battle for 3rd. In some ways. Cadillac's just very difficult to drive, I would expect. And it will struggle on the tighter circuits. We had 2 quite fast circuits to begin with. The DB5 is also struggling, perhaps just a little bit more as we go to the outside. Here, I don't think we can... I think I've got just about the pace, but I think we've run out of laps to do anything. Again, barring any mistakes. Checkpoints, we haven't seen any missed checkpoints yet, which is a surprise. That is the very much curse of the commentator. I know what I'm doing on this final lap. But, oh yeah, it's gone... the points have gone the other way now. I said we needed to keep everything where it was further back, and unfortunately, it has not gone our way. Reek has gone up to 9th with the Elan, and that will be too many points for Blue Team unless we can get an absolutely mega run down here. Ewan has got a good run, but even if Ewan passes, it won't matter. Yeah, we've lost 2. It's all fallen apart on the final lap. It was going well for us. We lost it on the final lap. I really hope we've got good cars for twisty circuits. Those fast tracks, we are struggling a little bit. So, we do now head to a street circuit. The Edinburgh Station Circuit. It is fairly technical, fairly challenging. A couple of hills, well, one hill, one sort of longish back straight we've got to worry about. Some street furniture can always play its part around here. I'm really hoping the Tamo comes good. I've got a good grid spot now. We've got the RS2 ahead of us, which has proved to be very, very fast. The Galant will get off the line quickly, of course, so we won't be moving up position. We've got the other Tamo actually behind us. Let's see what happens here. Now, the good news for me is the Elise that has been also quick and troubling twisty for a lot of this Longbows car has started down the order a bit. Oh, wow, I hit something, and that has killed all of my momentum. Not the best of starts. The Galant has got a very good start. Yeah, I mean, this is a very different circuit now. We don't know what cars are going to work around here based on those first 2 tracks, and this is such a different sort of a venue. We're going to go around the outside. I think the Galant realised that he was not carrying the speed through there, but I should probably be wary of the both the Lotuses, of course. The Elan might also be pretty fast around this one. We can draw alongside Twisty. I suspect the RS2 will out-drag me down the straight. Yeah, here comes that Elise. It's going to be fast. The Cadillac will probably be horrible, I would expect. I'd expect the big old Eldorado to not enjoy this one all that much. That might actually also be all-wheel drive swap to get the PI for that sort of thing. Now, me and Twisty might be able to play a funny game here. We could do it for a lap. I don't think we could do it for an entire race. But you might be able to play a funny game of block in that Lotus by just having enough cars in front of it. Okay, so the Lotus has no straight line speed, like just absolutely none. But is the best car in the corners. The thing is, it can't use its corner speed because we've got 2 cars, 2 red team cars, are holding it up basically. It's unconventional. I might be able to get Twisty here. I say it's unconventional. We've done this before I can't remember what car we did it to, but we've done it before, but we did also do it with SUVs, which was a little bit easier to do the Defendo I'm going to have to make ultra-wide Tamo. I'm going to have to hope Twisty's got enough straight line speed to cause that at least some trouble. We're going to defend up at this next corner. So, yeah, I mean, I've got grip. I've got good grip in this car, just not Lotus. Not Lotus levels. Through the first couple of corners we go. Can I box in the Lotus enough to get Twisty back past? I mean, we could do... We need a red team win here. In fact, if we don't have a red team win here, blue will win outright. Or blue will have an unassailable lead, shall we say. Come on. Come on. I'm not carrying enough speed through there. Oh, okay, good. Twisty's got the RS2 back past. Now, Twisty won't make it stick around the outside. I'm just hoping we'll make it awkward enough for the Lotus that it can't get past. This is some proper team driving we've got to do here. It's like we've developed more and more team adventures. We have kind of developed these. You drive slightly differently in these, or you can sometimes. And certainly some of the more spectacular wins have come from some of these slight strategic plays. It's difficult to do them, of course, over the length of the race. I murdered a lamppost, and that killed all of my speed. And I think Twisty... I think in the end that Audi is just not quite quick enough around this track to hold off a Lotus, which is a shame. I will now go back to slowing the Lotus down as it tries to get past me, because that's what you do when you defend. It's rare when I've gone for a light sports car that I'm actually the faster car in a straight line, but... there we go. It's strange, for a second week in a row I have the car with a modicum more straight line speed. Admittedly, this one not quite as fast in comparison as the Civic that I was running, but it's fast enough to make Longbow's life awkward, shall we say. I've got to be careful here. This is probably Longbow's best bet at finding a way past. But it then goes on to a really, really long back straight. Oh, the Lotus has got a really good run this time around. I might be in trouble. I can't quite get far enough alongside. That was always the place that Longbow was probably going to have the best bet. He took out a lamppost. That was not ideal. Oh, we both cut that one really fine with the checkpoint. I'm actually surprised Longbow got that checkpoint. He was even more across on the inside than I was. We're going to be so close in points, but it's not quite going to be enough unless we need something. Either I need to... in fact, we need two places further back, or I need to get past. I can't match a Lotus, funnily enough, for speed around the corners, which is a little bit of a shame. Well, barring a mistake from the Elise through here, which I would be surprised about, more likely to be me in the wall trying to push a little bit too hard. Yeah, barring a big turn up for the books. We are not going to be able to do anything. Can't throw it at the final or penultimate corner. Can't throw it at the final. Well, yeah. I mean, I haven't got another choice in that. I have to throw it at everything to try and make something happen. It's a shame we couldn't teamwork and block the Lotus in. We have got another place. We're within 50 points. It won't be enough. Sadly for us, unfortunately, annoyingly, really for me, is they've got a car that will beat me with straight line speed and a car that will beat me in handling, which means I can't quite find a place where the Tamo is going to be the fastest car. It's pretty decent, mind. We tried, just couldn't quite hold on for long enough, and there is no more points for us to be gaining. Sadly, that means blue team will win, but it was close. So, we head next to the Tarn House Scramble Circuit. Now, this is a interesting off-road challenge. Of course, far different to our previous off-road circuit. While, okay, there is a couple of straights, it is majority technical. Tamo might be good here. As far as the non-all-wheel drive cars go, I think the Tamo might be pretty decent. We'll have to wait and see. There is, as always, the dangerous rolly bump. Now, it's hard to tell what cars it's going to affect, and it's one of those, I have put this in the rain without thinking about it, and that means the cars are more likely to roll. They will still roll in the dry, it doesn't matter to Forza. This particular rolly bump you hit and it really fires cars over. So, we will have to wait and see how that one is going to play out. It's down here. I don't want to curse the commentator it, but I'm sure I will have done by now. If you hit that, sometimes it's just the wrong angle, it will fire your car up and over. I've gone out of races doing that. We've seen it multiple times. Cars actually have gone out of races doing that one. My only hope is perhaps the Lotus will dislike this off-roading more than me. I have much bigger tyres than the Lotus gets. Galant is just snared in traffic. We've got our... what is our at the front of ours? Is that a Firebird of ours, actually, that is up at the front running away? If that can stay there, that would be very helpful indeed. It's 3 wide behind. The RS2 would expect all-wheel drive in the rain, would expect to be quite good at likes the hairpins and whatnot, but might not be as good in the handling twisty parts. Yeah, I was hoping my big tyres were going to be... I mean, I'm no match... Funnily enough, I'm no match for an Elise. Oh, bloody hell. We will back out of that one and not be doing quite that through there. We'll get to the inside of the Galant. We are now mostly fighting just for red team honour. We can't win. It is a 3-0, and it's been quite comprehensive 3-0. It's only been a very closely fought 3-0. The barge is having trouble, shall we say. The barge is, well, being a barge, really. Can I go around the outside of the barge? There's always a very risky manoeuvre to try and pull off of a big car that's having issues, shall we say. Can I try and make it around the outside of the largest car in the field? We have made it 3 wide, and maybe both of us are going to make it stick. The barge is going to have to go the long way round at the top of the hill, which it probably won't enjoy very much. I think I might have... Oh, I thought I was going to get pushed out of that checkpoint. We did just get it. Only just, mind. Now, I haven't got the move done yet, but inside of turn 1. Here we go. Come on. Come on, Tamo. You can make it work. We will get up to 5th position. Now, we really, really desperately need 4th. I don't think we're going to hold on to the victory. I got that corner all wrong. As soon as you end up out of shape through there, you're in a world of trouble. There's the bump. Doesn't roll the Tamo over, though, which is nice. We got assisted into that corner. Almost got assisted into the back of the Galant. We got away with it all, though. It's going to be a big battle for 3rd for us lot here. It's a really big battle for 3rd. I mean, kind of decide the race. We could do with some of our cars further down. Well, funnily enough, scoring some more points, but it doesn't really look like that is going to be able to happen. We've got a good run up the back straight. Can I make something happen against the Galant here? We definitely need 4th if we're going to be able to do anything. So we can make something happen against the Galant. Twisty's gone out wide with the Audi. It's now 3 wide down towards the first corner. We're trying to make it past... Oh, squeeze in the middle. We're trying to make it past the other Tamo. There's going to be a gap somewhere. Maybe. Not quite. Galant's got the run on the exit. I'm going to duck over this way. Although you then make yourself slow through the next corner. Not as slow as the Tamo, though, that's out of control. Well, I say out of control. It was much like I was previous lap. One bit of the corner went wrong. The other bit of the corner is then, quite compromised. Not going to make it past there. Can I? Oh, I tried to cross underneath and just misjudged the speeds. We do get past, but we will probably get out-dragged once more. Oh, that's not a sight I wanted to look behind and see. Did not want to see a barge there. Did not want to see a barge at all when I look behind. Ewan, if you can mix it up in there, we stand a chance. I have to hold on. All of us at the front have to not make a mistake. If we can do that and Ewan can get in the mix, we need 1 place. No, 2 places, actually. That's a little tougher now, because they have the lead, so they would be 50 points clear. Either, whatever way, we need 2 places on the final lap. Missed checkpoint from a blue car would be wonderful right about now. That is probably the best thing we can hope for here. And of course I can't afford to make a mistake, which I very nearly did through that section. Twisty's Audi isn't enjoying this track particularly. I'm kind of surprised to see the Firebird is doing really well. Ewan's done it! Ewan's got the 2 places. If Ewan can just hold on to those 2 places. I've got to not make any silly mistakes myself here as we head out of the last corner. I was the Tamo who's either made a mistake or came off worst through all of those first corners. Yeah, I mean, we're no match for the Elise. We don't really count that, I think. The Firebird got to the front, and I think we've kind of slightly reeled it back in. I'm fairly evenly matched with the Audi around this technical circuit. We are, as long as nothing bad happens, set for a little bit of red team redemption. Sorry, in fact, we actually gained a bunch more points as well to go well clear. Not quite sure how we managed. Oh, Ewan got 5th in the end. He actually beat the Gallant as well. Perfect. I'll take it. We might have got 11th and 12th. I think we have 2 of the least suitable off-road cars. However, the rest of ours were working pretty damn well. Well, this is it. Our final round, where we're still playing just for, well, hopefully for honour, hopefully for a second red team victory. It is the Broadway Village Circuit. I'm expecting a battle for a podium spot for me. I think it's going to be, provided nothing untoward happens, Lotus buggering off. The RS2 will probably be okay around this track, and then it'll be me, probably the Gallant, maybe the other Tamo, maybe Ewan's, what's it called, Aston will be alright around here. We'll have to see if anything else can get up in the mix around this, tarmac circuit. We're going to have a good turn 1. We might actually get out of turn 1 with the lead briefly. Yeah, the Anglia is going to run a bit wide. Now, I might stand the smallest bit of chance against the Elise by virtue of all the straight line stuff here. I might have, with some of the hills and the slightly longer straights than we got at the Edinburgh circuit, maybe we'll stand a little bit more of a chance. We'll have to wait and see. I suspect I'm still going to be too slow over the course of a lap. If it can get stuck fighting an Audi for 3 or 4 laps, that could do me the world of good. Give us an opportunity, give us a chance with the Tamo. There we go. That's, well, through there. The Audi is holding on to second at the moment. Can we try maybe run away? That's what we've got to hope. Yeah, maybe these slightly longer straights. I wasn't expecting them to be long enough. I'll have to wait and see. I don't know whether I should have put aero on the car or not. It was one of those that I liked having that little bit more straight line speed in the Civic. I used to, when it comes to Forza Motorsport games, I build cars very differently to how I build. On Horizon, it's all about grip. On Horizon, it's all about the higher grip vehicles, if you like, because pretty much all the circuits you go to will be technical. There are a couple of exceptions, but almost everything is very tight, very twisty circuits. So I tend to find you get more success with high grip cars on motorsport games, of course. A bit of a different story, and yeah, straight line speed cars are always nice. You're easier to overtake with a straight line speed car, basically, because you could pass down the straight and then defend in the corners. Much more difficult to overtake in the corners. So yeah, that kind of changed how I build cars, but it is still nice to have that little bit of straight line speed for when you do get to a straight. And the problem I've got is we have the Audi approaching, who I really don't want to fight, because I don't want to push the Audi back into the Lotus, have the Audi passed by the Lotus, and us all be beaten by the Lotus. But equally, of course, I do want to win the race as well. The Lotus has actually now fallen back a little bit. I think it tried to pass and it either didn't come off. That bloody lamppost. Don't street furniture me now, game. I see. Now the Audi's going to have to defend down towards this corner. The Lotus will probably pass it. The Audi will out-accelerate it towards turn 1. That's what I'm hoping, at least. The Lotus is like that. I say I've got more straight line speed, I do. The Lotus is still very quick. It's quick accelerating, it kind of hits a little bit of a wall, as you would expect. Yeah, okay, the RS2 is going to move across and make life difficult. That's the sight I want to see. Like last race, we didn't want to see a big Cadillac barge. This race, those two fighting, is also a bit of a race of two halves going on here. The three of us are very quick. The rest, not so much. I don't know how close they are. I can't look at the map. I've got my own concerns, shall we say, our own battles to be dealing with. Now, let's not run quite as wide. You want to use all the road, of course, but not all the road and a little bit more. The RS2 is struggling slightly in these corners. I guess it is quite a lot heavier. Let's face it, the Tamo is under £2,000. The Elise is going to be even lighter than I am. Actually, no, mine is slightly over £2,000 because I didn't go for full weight reduction. I went for a little bit more power. Alright, 2,077. The Elise is going to be about, I don't even know, 1,800? Maybe less than that, depending on how it's built. And of course, the RS2 Avant is a very, very big, heavy car. In comparison, I ballsed up that corner. I cannot quite. I think I might have been able to trap it low enough, although we brushed the wall. That's far from ideal. We can again keep it trapped on that inside line. Have I given the RS2 a good enough run? Possibly yes, actually. The RS2's got past on the inside because we were stuck side by side. Now the RS2, oh, we got tapped a little sideways. The RS2 has been really hating this corner. It just cannot get turned in well enough into that corner. And it's going to end up losing out. And that is, unfortunately, we need that. We need the RS2 to be second if we're going to stand a chance. I don't know if I wanted second gear out of that. I don't think I did. We're going to have to chase the Lotus across the road for this battle to the finish line. Please, Forza, don't screw me out of that one. No. You're wrong, game. I beat the Elise. I beat the Elise fair and square. It was only by half a car length, but I beat the Elise. Well, Forza's forgotten how to do a finish line twice now. Yeah, the Tamo's pretty good. It's not as good as the Lotus, and the RS2 beats it at a much wider circuits. At technical circuits, the Tamo's not bad. The Tamo's not bad. Some of the tracks we had a very weird sort of two-car, or almost two-pack battles. My Tamo, the Elise, and the Audi were on the technical circuits. Us three were the fastest. On the faster circuits, it was just the Audi and Lotus that were the faster ones. Which somehow, when it goes where it goes with the with the slightly weird tyre rules. Well done, blue team, on that one. But there we go. I like the Tamo. It's a nice little sports car. That, though, is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. If you'd like to take part in the next one of these, you can via our forums. There'll be a link in the description of this video. Find the FailRace versus the community section, and you can sign up in there. However, shall be it from me. Until next time, a goodbye.